Hurry up, 5 minutes. 5 minutos. Esta noche es muy caliente.
Hey, download your TikTok app today so you can have Chinese spyware in your house for free. You go down! Give me money!
Fucking future!
We're talking about a fat ass and everything, yeah.
No, I said loud ass. It's like I took a poop and it was one of those painful ones that brings a tear to your eye. Oh, there goes a dog. She's sleepy looking puppy. Yeah, sleepy baby. Oh. What kind of music we gonna listen to today? We're gonna listen to the kind of music that hopefully isn't copyrighted. All the music's copyrighted, isn't that right, dog? Lay down. Lay down, it's okay. Lay down. Lay down. Yeah, it's okay. Relax, I'm not going anywhere. I know the chair has wheels, it's scary. It's a big scaredy cat. Oh yeah, spread them toesies. Let them people know. Alright, time to grab my drink and find some music to play. Oh wait, where'd I put the book? That's a pretty big part of it. Oh shit. Oh, where is... What glass are we going to drink whiskey out of? Oh, I know which one. I know exactly the one. One that you guys haven't seen in 2 years. My God. Has it been that long? Yeah, apparently so. You got a lot of balls showing your face around here, kid. Oh, I can fit both the balls in this one. Love it. I'm not even going to show you guys yet. It's going to be a surprise. Surprise. We're going to get back on that 111, though. Oh, yeah. Okay, that should be enough. Hopefully. The book is around here somewhere, though. I know because I brought it out. Oh, there it is. Found it, kids. I flipping found it. Okay, so the book we're reading tonight. That's right. I used to set it up so you could see the... I haven't removed the price tag from the front. What you doing? You gonna lay down? Yeah, lay down. It's okay. Dog be staring at me. I swear to God, you're avoiding the camera, dog. Camera avoiding dog. That's why we can't have nice things. Oh, I almost got it all off. There was like literally just the teeny tiniest bit of corner that didn't want to come off on the price tag. Okay, so how do we do this? Oh, move that back some. Oh, there's my other phone. Doggo, you know it. Oh, drunk as hell. Haven't even started drinking yet. Alright, so we are reading Killing the Legends by Bill O'Reilly. I'm not getting into it yet. You know, I gotta cue up the music and all that shit. There we go. What? Oh, but now you can't see me. Hold on. Hold on. Listen here, you drunk son of a bitch. Oh, wait. We can put that. But then I won't see the chat. Son of a... I can't... Oh, wait. Hold on. I've been drinking bathwater. Take that, right? Bill. There you go, Bill. and I'll just be a tiny dude in the background. Oh. Will that work? I hope it works. Better than a $13 rack of ribs. Full rack, baby, full rack. It's a full rack run at a restaurant, like $25. That comes with like a little side. I don't feel like there's enough of the book cover in the sumbitch. Hold on. We can work this out. Oh, there's way too much glare. Glare and flare? Is that terrible? That's pretty terrible. Oh, I used to be pretty good at figuring out the angles. You know what? It would probably help if there wasn't a shotgun in the way. What shotgun? I know, you can't see it. Hold on. Oh, don't be scared, doggo. Oh, okay. That's out of the way. I got more of the book in frame. More of me in frame than I'd like, but you know, this is my well-earned food, baby. Don't be judging. That's what I forgot. Water. You can't just drink the 111. That wasn't meant for just drinking with nothing else to help. Apparently Bill O'Reilly has a whole slew of books. Killing Lincoln, Killing Kennedy. He just likes putting killing in the title. Is he killing it? Oh. Oh God, this thing brand new is $30? Well. Glad we got it for the price we got it for then. Hold on, I gotta go grab me some water. Look at that pretty girl. Look at that pretty girl. Oh, wee. And then, why is there no music playing? Because I didn't pick any. Oh, that is cold. Ice cold. Got any eye boogies, doggo? Probably. Damn it, that was the last of the piece this morning. It's okay, people. Calm down. We got this. We still got a brand new can of apple. Oh, holy shit. What the book? It's Killing Legends by Bill O'Reilly. Oh. I set it up so you could see it. Huh? Killing Legends by Bill O'Reilly. Don't worry, it's about like the Beatles and Muhammad Ali and Elvis and shit. I don't know the format. I don't know Bill O'Reilly's writing style. Apparently he's been really busy since he left Fox News. I mean, we like the Beatles and Elvis and all that shit, right? You're either a Beatles man or you're an Elvis man. Well, when Pulp Fiction came out, I thought I was an Elvis man, but as I grew older, more of a Beatles guy. Musically, at least. Right? You don't know Bill? Bill O'Reilly's the one that got Ludacris in trouble and got Luda's sponsor, Pepsi, to drop him. Because Ludacris was the spokesperson for Pepsi for a little bit until he brought up to them the gangster rap stylings of Luda. You're well adjusted. Well, good for you. I'm not. So well adjusted. You know it. Oh, look at that sleepy dog. She's like, I'm gonna sleep right here. I know the bed's all squishy and comfy, but I can smell your feet better from this angle. Like, okay, dog, that's what you need and want. I suppose it's fine. Oh yeah. You like my whiskey glass? It's nice. Ah. Cheers, kids. Oh, I can fit 2 balls in this one. Ah. Oh, Jesus. Tonight's going to be a night I can feel it. Should I scoot over more? I don't want just the camera angle too daggone much. There, you can kind of see me, you can kind of see the book, you can totally see the dog. What more do you need in life? I mean, according to the Beatles, all you need is love, but once you're running a successful OnlyFans, love don't pay the bills. I don't think it does. It used to. But then women didn't want to leave the workforce at the end of World War II, and suddenly they had to figure out that it would be an 80-hour work week to support a family of 4 instead of a 40-hour work week, and everybody suffered since. Yay, government. Oh. Okay. Should we read the foreword or whatever the fuck it's called? Wait, that was inside the sleeve. There's the prologue. Ooh. Killing the legends. The lethal danger of celebrity. There we go. Oh yeah, haven't picked music yet. This book is dedicated to all the professionals at Macmillan Publishing Group who have helped us make the 12 Killing Titles the most successful nonfiction book series in history. Pun intended. Oh, okay. Alright, where'd I put that bookmark at? We've got to find some music first. We can't just straight up just jump into it all dry. We got to lull you crazy kids into a false sense of security. Security! Oh, wait, that's me. Shit. Oh, fuck. It's going to take a minute. This tablet is, while it is fully charged, it did take its night-night. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nana! That's right. That's letting you know the book is the star, not me. I'm just some fat dude who's drinking. And in a moment we'll be reading, but we're waiting for this thing, some bitch to boot up. I do love my bookmark. I got it from that one books place. You know, that we don't have anymore. Oh! What kind of music are we listening to? Classical? Okay, classical it is. Glad we had this talk. Fuck is everybody? Who knows? Do I send out the invites? I'm going to send out the invites. Because, you know. What? Do it! I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it right now. No, she's had a bad day. She's not getting invited. I could only possibly make it worse. Yeah, that's enough invites. No, nobody's gonna accept, but we can try. We can try, dadgummit. Oh,
Hello, motherfucker.
hi. How's it going, buddy? I'm not sure you'll be awake enough by the time I finish, but I'll definitely not be sober enough to play, but no, we won't be playing tonight. I don't think. Oh, hey, Battle. Look at this pretty dog. My goodness, isn't she pretty? people called her like Spot, and they said she's like the target dog, and I'm like, no, she's not any of those dogs. You can nose, boop. Look at them pretty eyes. Oh my goodness, they're half blue and they're half brown. Both of them. She's got such a rare pigmentation in her eyes. You gonna lay down? Or you just gonna keep on pretending? You better lay down. No, it's good for you. All right, just kidding. Just kidding. I don't beat her too much. All right. We'll get the music queued up and we will start this. We will get this shit shoe on the road. No, not YouTube, motherfucker. I hit Spotify. Why is YouTube giving me notifications? Oh my god, load slower, you piece of shit. Oh. Uh-oh. Why are you not connecting? Is it not on? It's not on. Couldn't connect. Hold on. Big old bag of dicks. Little technical difficult. There we go. Now we're connected. Penis. Okay. Holy shit. What? Wonder what that is. Oh, okay. Opera Gala. Classical Essentials? I don't know. She's like half asleep trying to hold her head up. You can notice her head getting heavier. And plop. Really? You do this shit on purpose, I swear. It's like you know the camera's watching. Oh god. Can you guys hear that? It's really low. Alright, we'll leave it here for now. I mean, at what point is any of you gonna say that my microphone's been muted and I'm talking to myself this whole time? Sigh. I mean, that's part of the reason why I want friends to tune in, so you guys can, do a little QC for me. I did say hi, and the book we're reading tonight is Killing the Legends. I don't know. Didn't know. You just thought I was just here moving my mouth, and bless it. This is why we can't have nice things. Wait, you heard me the whole time? I don't know how, unless there was another audio source picking up the, No, that's weird. Because on my end, the mixer was just now unmuted. I fucking hate technology. Oh, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another lovely episode on a beautiful Tuesday night. Books and Bourbon. I am drinking Chattanooga 111 and enjoying it with some nice spring water. And we are reading Bill O'Reilly's Killing the Legends. Do I say Pepsi, choice of a new generation? Oh god. Yeah, am I getting like digital audio garblest going on? I'm sorry, I can't hear it. Prologue 1. Listen here. cello or whatever fucking stringed instrument you are. You calm down. August 16th, 1977, Memphis, Tennessee. 1:30 p.m. The king is dead. Nobody knows. Not yet. Elvis Aaron Presley lies alone on his bathroom floor. His depleted body struck down by years of narcotics and unhealthy living. Death came so suddenly that he could not even call for help or struggle to his feet. Thick red shag carpet muffled his fall from the commode. So, while Presley's girlfriend sleeps peacefully just a few feet away in the master bedroom, she's completely unaware of the corpse on the other side of the bathroom door. Elvis, as he was known all over the world, was 42 at the time of his death. He was once widely acclaimed as the king of rock and roll, but by this point, the king, as he was still called by legions of fans, was no longer relevant in the music world. Presley had become an oldies act, still performing hits from a decade and a half earlier, after being displaced from the top 40 pop charts by bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Recently, he was also eclipsed by rising stars like Led Zeppelin and Bruce Springsteen. Although he still made millions of dollars playing Las Vegas and other concert venues, Elvis Presley was a physical mess. In his early 20s, he was a virile and handsome man, a sex symbol whose records and movie roles made him one of the biggest stars on earth. But at the end, that was no more. His slide into debauchery was long and pronounced, and the sycophants who depended on him for money and prestige did nothing to stop his decline. On stage, Presley, though still charismatic, had become a garish caricature of himself, swollen, obese, and often unable to remember the lyrics due to a barbiturate addiction. And while Elvis was still a relatively young man, his drug addiction and gluttony destroyed his overall health and aged his body well beyond its years. There was a time when the blue-eyed singer was fastidious about his personal appearance, dyeing his sandy blonde hair and eyebrows a deep black to imitate the look of Tony Curtis, his favorite actor. Presley also had his teeth capped and his nose straightened, and he took up karate for exercise. Karate! Ho ho! But by the time of his death, that regimen was long gone. In addition to popping amphetamines to maintain his energy during concerts and sleeping pills to come back down, Elvis gorged on biscuits and gravy, potato cheese soup, and loaves of Italian bread stuffed with pounds of bacon, peanut butter, and grape jelly. Once svelte, the king now weighs almost 300 pounds as he lies comatose on the bathroom floor. I feel like they're attacking me personally. I don't have the fame or the money, though. Although, just bacon sounds good. In recent years, Elvis overdosed twice, yet he continued taking pills, rationalizing that he was not a drug addict because he couldn't purchase the drugs from street dealers. Instead, the narcotics were prescribed by his longtime personal physician, Dr. George Nikopoulos. But Elvis Presley was indeed addicted. In the first 7 months of 1977, Dr. Nick prescribed more than 10,000 doses of sedatives and amphetamines and other narcotics to the ailing singer. Truth be told, before his collapse, Elvis Presley was living in an almost constant state of inebriation. Man, goals. I need to get a private physician. Listen here, music. I'm the star here. You can calm the fuck down. Oh! Divorced from his first wife, Priscilla, Presley lived with a tall brunette 20 years his junior named Ginger Alden. The couple resided in his mansion, Graceland, where he maintained a nocturnal lifestyle. The king purchased the 13-acre property for $102,500, $945,000 in today's dollars. In 1957, and decorated in garish fashion, particularly the jungle room, where he famously shot out a television screen with a revolver because he was bored. Once again, goals. For more than 2 decades, venturing outside during daylight had been a challenge for him. Presley's fame meant he was instantly recognized no matter where he went, so he slept all day and went out only after dark. This led to eccentricities like a 10:30 p.m. visit to the dentist and a game of racquetball in his private court at 4 a.m. At 4:30, he sat at the piano singing gospel music, finally calling it a night at 5. Well, you know, that doesn't sound horrible. Maybe the racquetball bit, but, you know. As he did most every day, the king ingested a packet of pills in order to fall asleep. The pills did not work. At 7 a.m., he downed another packet. This was in addition to the codeine the dentist had given him the night before. At 8 a.m., Elvis Presley took a third packet of pills, this time a drug known as Valmid, used to treat insomnia. I'm going into the bathroom to read, the singer, still unable to sleep, told Ginger Alden at 9:30. He grabbed a book off the nightstand, The Scientific Search for the Face of Jesus, and walked into the bathroom. He wore gold pajamas. Don't fall asleep in there, Alden called after him, a subtle reminder that the king had done so in the past. He suffered from chronic constipation, brought on by his drug use, and as a result, he spent hours in the bathroom. Okay, opioids will definitely stop you up, so. I learned something dumb the other day. Apparently, you know what? Let's not worry about it. I'm not going to teach you guys how to get heroin and other methods without a prescription. You guys don't need to know that. For those of you who know, you know. Anyways, I won't, said Presley, uttering his last words. Ginger Alden, to whom Elvis Presley had proposed but whom never intended to marry, fell back asleep. She woke up at 1:30 in the afternoon to find the space beside her in bed empty. Knowing that Elvis needed to catch a 7 p.m. private flight to Portland, Maine for a concert, Alden thought he must be awake somewhere in the house. She phoned her mother, got dressed, and put on her makeup. Then, after Elvis still hadn't returned to the bedroom, she went to the bathroom and knocked on the door. There was no response. Slowly turning the knob, she pushed the door open and screamed. There, head on the floor, posterior in the air, lay an unresponsive Elvis. His gold pajama bottoms were down around his ankles, and his face lay in a pool of vomit. The singer's body was cold, and his tongue was clenched between his teeth, nearly bitten in two. Alden peeled back one of the king's eyelids, only to see a lifeless blue eye, framed in blood. Ginger Alden screamed again. The lifeless body was rushed to Baptist Medical in Memphis, where Elvis Presley was pronounced dead shortly after 3 p.m. Newspaper reporters calling the emergency room to check on Elvis's status were instead directed to the morgue. News traveled fast. At 4 p.m., Vernon Presley, the singer's 61-year-old father, stood on the front steps of Graceland to address a crowd of journalists. He had been a steadfast presence in the boy's career and knew firsthand the source of the king's destruction. A devastated Vernon was succinct in his remarks. My son is dead. Well, that's one heck of a prologue. Well, I think that calls for a drink to the king. Thank you very much. Whew. Prologue 2. December 8th, 1980, New York City, 10:48 p.m. The walrus has been shot. John Winston Ono Lettinen staggers up the 6 steps leading into the main security office of the Dakota apartment building. Blood flows from the 4 .38 caliber hollow point bullet holes in his torso. 2 in the back, 2 in the shoulder. The projectile's hollow points expanded upon impact as they are designed to do, instantly shredding Lennon's internal organs. I'm shot, Lennon cries, blood dripping from his mouth. I'm shot. The shooter, Mark David Chapman, a 25-year-old security guard from Texas, calmly places his Charter Arms revolver on the pavement and removes his long green jacket in order to show the police who will arrive that he is unarmed. As he waits to be arrested, Chapman opens a copy of The Catcher in the Rye, a book with which he obsessed. Then he sits down on the curb to read. Do you know what you've done? Dakota doorman Jose Perdomo screams at a gloating Chapman. Yes, comes the answer. I've just shot John Lennon. It wasn't supposed to be like this. In the 1960s, John Lennon was famously a member of the Beatles, the most popular pop group in music history. A dry wit and contrarian demeanor were Lennon's trademarks on display in song lyrics and the group's motion picture appearances, leading one fellow songwriter to label him the Walrus. The Walrus. I am the Walrus. I am the Eggman. In 1970, the Beatles shocked the world when they split up, in part because of Lennon's heroin use. However, this detail was kept quiet, and many fans chose to blame the 37-year-old Yoko Ono, who had become Lennon's muse and girlfriend in 1966. The couple's connection was so strong that Lennon legally added Ono to his name on April 22 of that year. John Lennon strayed from the relationship during a period of separation in 1973, taking up his personal assistant, May Pang. But Ono and Lennon reconciled in 1975. At the time he was shot, the singer was almost totally emotionally dependent on her. John Lennon is 40 years old, 5'10", and a slender 139 pounds. The brown-eyed John was raised by his grandmother in Liverpool, England, and married Cynthia Powell at the age of 22 after she became pregnant. In 1963, she gave birth to a son they named Julian. The breakup of the Beatles was mourned by fans the world over. Even now, 10 years afterward, cries for a reunion album and concert tour are still voiced hopefully by the faithful. But at the time of his shooting, John Lennon has no plans to reunite with the band. He is enjoying life far too much after the pandemonium and celebrity of his Beatles experience. After their breakup, Lennon took a lengthy sabbatical from music, a period that coincided with the 1975 birth of another son, Sean, with Yoko. Having grown up without a father, John Lennon relished the chance to raise Sean. He ensconced himself in the family's apartment at New York's exclusive Dakota and spent his days parenting. John and Yoko own 5 apartments in the Dakota, and Lennon has turned one of them into a recording studio. In the late 1970s, when he finally felt like making music again, the singer recorded part of Double Fantasy, a 2-disc album, in that apartment. Released to critical acclaim, Double Fantasy officially went gold. That is, it reached sales of 500,000 copies. Just this morning, in fact, this day is one of the best in recent memory for John Lennon. It began with Eggs Benedict and a Gitane cigarette at Cafe La Fortuna on 71st Street. Then Lennon agreed to a photo shoot with Rolling Stone photographer Annie Leibovitz, followed by a 3-hour radio interview to promote the new album. We're either going to live or we're going to die, Lennon tells interviewer Dave Sholin. I consider that my work won't be finished until I'm dead and buried. Well, I guess this work was... sorry. Too soon? Nah. Shortly after completing the interview, Lennon leaves the Dakota with Ono to go to a nearby recording studio. The time is 4:30 p.m. Despite mild December weather, the singer is greeted outside the Dakota's 72nd Street entrance by a fan wearing a long green overcoat, a scarf, gloves, and a fur hat. This is Mark David Chapman. He has traveled to New York from Fort Worth, Texas, with the intention to shoot John Lennon dead. The portly Chapman hands Lennon a copy of the Double Fantasy album cover to sign. Lennon autographs the cover and hands it back, not knowing that Chapman nurses a silent hatred for him. The assassin believes Lennon is a phony for spouting leftist sayings while living a millionaire's lifestyle. That's called a champagne socialist. He is also offended by Lennon's atheistic stance, particularly his famous 1966 quote, "We're more popular than Jesus now." Yeah, he said that shit. We're more popular than Jesus. Anyways, Chapman is standing right next to Lennon and could shoot him at any time. But the entrance to the Dakota is a popular place for fans to gather, owing to the many celebrities who lived inside the building. Rather than pull the pistol from his pocket immediately and risk someone interfering with his murderous plans, Mark David Chapman prefers to wait. He accepts the autographed album from Lennon with a big smile, and then watches as the singer and Yoko Ono step into a limousine and are driven away. It is 6 hours later when the couple returns. Chapman is there, a loaded revolver still concealed in his pocket. Normally, John Lennon's limousine would drive through the gate and into the inner courtyard, but this evening another vehicle is parked in front of the entrance. So Lennon and Ono's driver lets them out on the curb on 72nd Street. A small crowd of fans is gathered at the Dakota's entrance. Lennon carries a cassette player as he exits the car. Yoko Ono walks a few steps ahead of him, passing through the main arch of the building and into the courtyard. "Mr. Lennon," Chapman says as the singer passes by. Lennon stops. Chapman pulls his pistol, places two hands on the grip, drops into a combat shooting stance, and fires. The first two bullets strike Lennon in the back, spinning him around and destroying the major arteries and blood vessels surrounding his heart. The second two shots hit Lennon in the shoulder. A fifth bullet misses. "I'm shot," Lennon cries as he struggles to climb the 6 steps to the Dakota security office. Yoko Ono wheels around at the sound of the gunshots, but she is powerless to help as events quickly unfold. Dakota doorman Jose Perdomo and concierge Jay Hastings bend to help Lennon as he collapses face down inside the security office. Hastings quickly attempts to fashion a tourniquet from his uniform jacket, but upon pushing back Lennon's blood-soaked shirt and seeing the extent of his injuries, he places the coat over Lennon's torso to keep him warm. New York City police officers Stephen Spiro and Peter Cullen are 2 blocks away in a cruiser on Amsterdam when they hear the gunshots. They arrive at the scene within 2 minutes, calling for an ambulance before gruffly forcing Chapman to the ground to be handcuffed. Spread eagle on the pavement, Chapman cries out, complaining that he is being hurt. "Oh, I'm being hurt. Really? You just killed a motherfucker." Okay. Anyways. He was pretty hurt. As John Lennon continues to lose blood, a second team of police arrives. Acting quickly, officers Herb Frauenberger and Tony Palma lift Lennon into the backseat of a squad car driven by Officer Jim Moran, who peels out for nearby Roosevelt Hospital, sirens blaring. "Are you John Lennon?" the policeman asked. The rock star tries to speak but loses consciousness instead. By 11 p.m., John Lennon is wheeled into the emergency room. He has lost 80% of his blood. Physicians attempting to transfuse new plasma into his heart are stunned to see the blood simply flow back out of his shredded vessels. The hollow point bullets did their job. At 11:07 p.m., Dr. Stephen Lynn, Roosevelt's emergency room director, informs Yoko Ono that her husband is dead. "It can't be true," she wails, collapsing in shock and grief. Worldwide mourning begins almost immediately. Prologue 3. I don't know. I don't like the pacing of this book. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the whiskey talking. June 3, 2016, Phoenix, Arizona, 9:10 p.m. The greatest is no more. Boxer Muhammad Ali is 74 years old. Over the course of his legendary career, it is estimated that the heavyweight champ absorbed almost 200,000 blows to the head and torso. He has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, but in the words of his wife, Lonnie, it is a little cold that has sent him to Honor Health Scottsdale Osborne Medical Center, where he was admitted 1 week ago. Ali's serious condition was quickly ascertained. Because his body lacked the resources to fight the infection, he was moved to intensive care and quickly placed on a ventilator. Baby bath time! Oh yeah, rub-a-dub the peanut. Now Muhammad Ali's pulse slows to nothing. Muslim prayer leader, known as an imam, sings words of praise into the boxer's right ear. And even though Lonnie Ali, the boxer's 4th wife, and his 9 children are all gathered, the voice of Zaid Shakir will be the last one Ali will ever hear. The boxer has been a Muslim for more than 50 years. In 1964, after 3 years as a practicing Muslim, he formally joined the Nation of Islam, and in 1967 he left behind his given name of Cassius Clay. That's me. What you swearing to God for? I didn't do nothing. Blame the dog. Dog did it. The doctor presses a stethoscope. You like the book? Well, good. I'll keep on reading it. Sound cool? Hope you're okay with that. A doctor presses a stethoscope to Muhammad Ali's chest, then declares the time of death. Ali's body is taken to the Bunker Hill Funeral Home for embalming. Normally, in the Muslim faith, the deceased is buried within 24 hours of death and the body lowered into the ground rather than placed in the coffin. But owing to Ali's global celebrity and the need for the sort of public closure a large funeral provides, several years prior to his death, he forged a spiritual solution. His corpse would be embalmed, but only with the solution containing no alcohol or formaldehyde. Here's a sweet doggy. Her name's Roxy. Undertaker Jeff Gardner, a Catholic from Ali's hometown of Louisville, was hired 8 years ago to perform this task. Ever since the Ali family requested his services, Gardner has worn a pager to alert him of the boxer's demise. When the news of Ali's hospitalization came, the Undertaker immediately boarded a private jet and flew to Phoenix. Her name is Roxy. She's a sweet girl. But you know what? I don't think she cares about her pronouns. As long as you got food and pets, she's good. Gardner's met at Bunker Hill by Ahmad Ewais, who has been hired to cleanse Ali's body after the embalming. Lighting a stick of incense, Ewais uses soap and water to wash the champ. Ali's body is covered by a towel from his neck to his knees. Then Ewais cleans the entire body a second time using ground lotus leaves. It don't matter. It's fine. On the third and final washing, Ewais uses camphor and perfume covering the corpse in 3 sheets of linen. When he is done, only Ali's face can be seen. The boxer is then lifted in a travel casket while placed in a white hearse and driven to the airport where the private jet awaits. Muhammad Ali is going to Louisville one last time. His burial will take place 1 week after his death. The memorial service will be held in the city's convention center. Tickets for the service will be gone within minutes. The cause of death is officially septic shock, with something believing Ali's Parkinson's was a contributing factor. But as with Elvis Presley and John Lennon, the downfall of this legend was brought on by other human beings. I am drinking, what's it, Chattanooga 111? Yeah, hold on. Stay. Chattanooga Whiskey 111. Boop. I wish they'd sponsor me. I already wrote to Chicken Cock, like, hey, you guys could pay me in liquor. I'll plug you either way, whether you say yes or no. But it's strong stuff. A poor boy from Tupelo, Mississippi. A poor boy from Liverpool, England. A poor boy from Louisville, Kentucky. Ironically, these 3 legends had much in common despite living vastly different lives. All 3 men achieved vast wealth and fame. All possessed talent and charisma. All surrendered their autonomy to others, and that capitulation sealed their destinies. Part 1. The King. Uh-huh. Okay, where's my book? Shit! Oh, there's the bookmark. So every Tuesday, around 8:30, 9 o'clock Central, give or take, we do books and bourbon. Okay, well, I'm just putting that out in general. For those of you that know, welcome back. For those of you that don't, welcome. This is what we do. Books and bourbon, every Tuesday, 8:30, 9 o'clock Central. What? Okay, anyways, we drink the whiskey, we sip some water, and we read the book. That's what we do. Hot dog. That's right. There's a good girl. I'm going to go to the head right quick, and we shall continue on with the book. Be right back. And then, world's loudest chair. Huh. Red book cover. Nice touch. Chapter 1. July 22, 1963, Las Vegas, Nevada. 1 p.m. Elvis Presley is Lucky. The King, playing the role of race driver Lucky Jackson in the film Viva Las Vegas, strolls the deck around the Flamingo Hotel's expansive swimming pool. He walks alone, strumming a guitar while singing a love song. Movie extras lounge in the sunshine, pretending to read a book or sip a drink. Elvis keeps singing as he arrives at the door marked Women's Changing Room, knowing that the woman with whom he is infatuated can hear him on the other side. Elvis is 28, 6 feet tall, his hair dyed jet black. Inside the changing room, 22-year-old Anne Margaret, a Swedish-born actress, changes into a swimsuit. Anne Margaret, playing the character Rusty Martin, is a vibrant on-screen presence. As Elvis sings, she slips into a pair of stiletto high heels that match her yellow one-piece and then emerges on the pool deck. There, the two stand eye to eye as they begin to sing a duet. I mean, that's how life works, right? You start strumming a guitar while a girl is in the changing room and she comes out, your eyes meet, and you start singing a duet. That's how I meet all my girlfriends. Yeah. There, the two stand eye to eye, blah, blah, blah. Once the music started, neither of us could stand still. And Margaret will write in her autobiography. Elvis ignited a fiery pent-up passion inside. No, music ignited pent-up passion inside Elvis and inside me. It was an odd, embarrassing, funny, inspiring, and wonderful sensation. We looked at each other, move, and saw virtual mirror images. When Elvis thrust his pelvis, mine slammed forward too. My goodness. When his shoulder dropped, I was down there with him. When he whirled, I was already on my heel. The song, The Lady Loves, is not the rock and roll that made Presley famous, but a charming pop tune soon to be forgotten in movie history, overshadowed by the eponymous Viva Las Vegas theme song. But the chemistry between Presley strumming his guitar while wearing a gray sharkskin suit and Anne Margaret in her form-fitting bathing suit is scorching. It is 1 week since filming began on location here in Las Vegas. The Flamingo's guests were informed in advance that the pool would be closed this afternoon and tomorrow. Many now watch from the hotel lobby as this highly choreographed scene is repeated over and over. As the couple slowly climbs the pink stairwell leading to the top of the diving boards, cries cut from director George Sidney. The cameras must be repositioned. It is taxing work under the desert sun, but with the few palm trees landscaping the pool providing little shade to bring down excuse me, the 106 degree temperature. But neither Elvis Presley nor Anne Margaret show any signs of exhaustion. Elvis's makeup and black pompadour are touched up after each scene, and his coat shows no signs of perspiration. In fact, the true heat comes from the actors themselves. The on-screen chemistry is no accident, for their off-screen romance is incendiary. Anne Margaret is not married, nor is Elvis, but it is known around the world that the King has a longtime girlfriend in young Priscilla Below, who just turned 18 2 months ago. Ooh, Elvis! Anyways, so the affair is kept secret. Barely. 3 years early, on March 1, 1960, Sergeant Elvis Presley returned to the limelight. The location is Friedberg, West Germany. The time is 9:17 a.m. The 25-year-old singer wears an olive drab army uniform as he steps into the enlisted men's club at Ray Barracks. The 3 chevrons of his rank are stitched onto his sleeves. His tie is neatly cinched. More than 100 reporters and photographers fill the canteen, jostling to get close to the entertainer for questions before he finishes his military service and returns to the United States. More journalists are present today than were for President Eisenhower's press conferences during his recent visit to West Germany. Elvis more popular than the president? I mean, come on. Whiskey, baby. Whew. Elvis Presley's body has grown muscular in the Army. He has learned karate as part of his training and has also developed a fondness for the amphetamine soldiers take to stay awake while on night maneuvers. Elvis sees nothing wrong with the drugs, though they sometimes make him jittery. He believes the pep pills elevate his mental faculties and keep him trim, even as he pursues a diet heavy in white bread and potatoes fried in bacon fat. That sounds awesome. Anyways, to ensure a steady supply of pills for himself and his friends, Elvis has bribed an army pharmacist. One fellow soldier, Rex Mansfield, will later say that the drugs were so available in the army that it took him 5 years to kick his own habit. Gasp. We don't do drugs in the army. What? But there's no evidence of narcotics right now. A toothy smile creases Presley's face as he prepares to take questions. It has been 4 years since the blues rock single Heartbreak Hotel turned the former Mississippi truck driver into an international star. That hit was followed by Hound Dog, which eventually sold 10 million copies globally, guaranteeing first-name status for Elvis. On this day, Sergeant Presley strides through the crowd with his poise and command, instantly owning the room. Removing his army-issue cap, he reveals a high pompadour. Though the United States is not at war, a draft is in effect. When Presley's number came up 2 years ago, he was offered the chance to perform light duties entertaining the troops instead of taking advantage of the celebrity wimp out, as his fellow soldiers call that service. Elvis requested a more ordinary path. For the past 18 months, he has been assigned to Company C, part of the U.S. Army's 3rd Armored Division, but now his 2-year military service has come to an end, and his fans who labeled the day of Presley's induction Black Monday are eager to know what comes next. That dog right there, she's my biggest fan. I mean, I got some people that are close second, but I mean, I for the most part, other than raising my voice, I can't do no wrong in her eyes, at least as far as I can tell. She does have very strong RBF. 3 years later, at Viva Las Vegas, as Viva Las Vegas continues filming around the Flamingo Hotel pool, Elvis Presley and Anne Margaret complete their duet. Newly minted choreographer David Winters has planned every step of their routine, directing the two young stars to walk perilously close to the water's edge without falling in, all the while singing. Another conceit of the pas de deux, that is Elvis and Anne Margaret, never look at one another, as if playing hard to get. It is apparent that the young Elvis Presley, who set the world aflame 9 years ago with his swiveling pelvis and innocent snarl, has grown up. His early hits Hound Dog, Love Me Tender, Jailhouse Rock, and All Shook Up are still his best-selling songs, having charted to number 1. But now, on this movie set, Presley knows that he has to find the magic formula once again. I hear the music's changed, he confessed as he returned to civilian life. I couldn't commit myself to saying I'm gonna be or I'm not gonna be. All I can say is I'm gonna try. That's a pretty Tennessean thing to say. Ain't that right, Ewans? New hits recorded since he left the Army, Return to Sender, and Are You Lonesome Tonight, becoming instant classics, but they have not matched the amazing sales of his early songs. The same holds true for the King's film career. Viva Las Vegas is just one of 30 movies he will make in his lifetime, as arranged by his overbearing agent and manager, Colonel Tom Parker. But unlike many of his other pictures, fated to be immediately forgotten, this production reveals that the King has major acting potential. As per the script, it soon becomes clear that No Lucky is so smitten by Rusty that he is following her, perhaps being led into a peril of his own making. The scenes play well, capturing the sly innuendo of two people attracted to each other. Anne Margaret, who will admit many, many years later that her sexy on-screen demeanor led to her to be typecast as a female Elvis. That's weird. As a female Elvis enjoys the King's sense of humor. He would tease me and I would tease him back. We had lots of fun together. As the cameras roll, the joke appears to be on Elvis. And Margaret leads him up the column of steps to the top of the pool's high dive. At 10 feet above the water, it's a long way down should the king fall. Suddenly, Anne Margaret approaches Elvis with mischief in her eyes. It was upon leaving the army that Elvis chose his future. Originally hailing from Tupelo, Mississippi, Presley found that his easy southern drawl charmed the press in Germany. Sitting at a large table at the German press conference, reporters on all sides, Presley proclaims that he will once more return to singing rock and roll, though without the rebellious sideburns for which he was once so well known. Life in the military has matured Presley, and he now tells reporters he also wants to make serious motion pictures. Has your military experience been beneficial? Asked a writer from Screen Digest. It has changed both my career and my personal life, Elvis responds. I learned a lot and made a lot of friends. I wouldn't have otherwise. It's good to rough it, to put yourself to the test. The questions keep coming. Presley's measured responses are vastly different from the youthful swagger of his pre-army years. He speaks of going home to Memphis for a while, then traveling to California to perform in a television special with Frank Sinatra, eventually becoming a singing actor. First up, a film called G.I. Blues. The members of the media hang on every word, some scribbling notes while others man the television cameras. It is the first and only press conference the Army has allowed Presley to conduct, so after 2 years of silence, his words are eagerly anticipated. However, some reporters cannot help but wish for something a bit more sensational. The moment finally comes. A question arises about a rumor that Presley has a 16-year-old girlfriend. Gasp. Presley, Presley well knows that the young woman in question is only 15, yet he does not correct the reporter. Oh, you dog. Jesus, that's a baby, Elvis. Stop it. Sergeant Presley has never been considered a paragon of virtue, but the notion of a man his age dating a high school sophomore has a touch of scandal. Even back then, gasp. But Elvis Presley does not back down. She's pretty, he says of Priscilla Below, whom he has been seeing since she turned 14. My God, bro, stop! The dark-haired stepdaughter of an Air Force captain is poised beyond her years, but she still has an 11 p.m. curfew on school nights. Elvis has met her parents, Paul and Anna Below, who have since allowed their daughter to be driven unchaperoned to Elvis's rented 3-story stucco home in Bad Neuheim 3 or 4 times a week for the past 6 months. Now see that? Everybody's going to jail. FBI, open up! I'm telling you. Oh my God. She's a very nice girl, Elvis tells journalists. Her family is nice. She's very mature for her age. It is not known whether Elvis Presley has ever considered his Mississippi rival Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, Jerry Lee Lewis is even worse because that's first cousin? Well, anyways, and she was well underage too. In 1957, at age 22, the piano rocker married his 13-year-old first cousin once removed, a girl named Myra Gale Brown. Lewis had monster hits with songs like Great Balls of Fire and a whole lot of shaking going on. At the time of the marriage, less than 2 years ago, Lewis was earning $10,000 a night to give a concert. Holy fuck. $10,000 back in... Jesus. Okay, anyways. After the press learned of Myra's age and Jerry Lee Lewis became a pariah and his concert fee dropped to just $250 per night. Lewis was shamed and almost ruined. So the revelation that Presley is dating a girl only slightly older than Myra Brown gives the press a major story. 4,000 miles away, the man who could have prevented that relation is seething. Probably. The most influential figure in Elvis Presley's life would be Colonel Tom Parker, the business manager who now plots the entertainer's future. But Parker cannot travel to Germany to protect Elvis for good reason. So the corpulent businessman pulls the Presley puppet strings from afar. Gone are the rock and roll days, with Elvis gyrating across the stage. Now the Colonel believes those moves should belong to a younger man. The Colonel is Elvis Presley's Svengali, and just as he has since 1955, he will, until the end of the singer's life, push Elvis relentlessly. An ongoing schedule of recording, concerts, and movie roles will be thrust upon Elvis, leaving him exhausted and bitter. Tom Parker's real name is Andreas Cornelis van Kujic. He is a 50-year-old Dutch carnival barker who may have been involved with a murdered woman in Holland. In May 1929, the 23-year-old newlywed named Anna van Enden was found beaten to death in a grocery store. God, how do you beat somebody to death in a grocery? Okay. The murder took place in the town of Breda, 20 miles outside of Rotterdam. Andreas van Kujic knew Anna, and some considered him a suspect. However, he was never personally questioned by the Dutch police, and the murder was never solved. Well. Jeez, imagine getting your ass beat to death in a damn grocery store? Holy shit. That suspicion was raised because soon after she was killed, Van Kujic left town, finding work on a vessel headed for the United States. Eventually, he jumped ship in Mobile, Alabama, and entered the USA illegally. Oh no. Soon he enlisted in the U.S. Army, though he had no passport. The sergeant at the recruiting center was named Tom Parker. The name caught Kujic's eye and led him to change his name legally to Tom Parker. Just steal somebody else's name, why don't you, you piece of shit? Anyways, in 1932, Parker went AWOL and was charged with desertion. He spent several months in a military prison, finally receiving a dishonorable discharge, but not before the Army had him confined to a psychiatric hospital where he was diagnosed as a psychopath. I don't want to talk about it. Upon his discharge from the service, Tom Parker worked in the carnival business, operating as a con man on the side. One favorite scam was painting sparrows yellow and selling them for a higher price as canaries. Okay, that's fucked up. Then World War II broke out. With the universal draft in place, Parker, to avoid possibly being forced to return to the military, deliberately gorged himself until he weighed more than 300 pounds, making himself unfit for duty. Though he would lose some of that weight, he would remain portly for the rest of his life. And like the phony canaries, he would often appear in light yellow, his favorite clothing color. Alright, let's take these birds and paint them. Good God. The transition into music promotion with its demand for bluster and charisma was an easy one for Parker. Among his first clients was country singer Eddie Arnold, who brought Parker to Nashville, Tennessee with great frequency. Eddie Arnold recorded best-selling country, western, and gospel albums during his long career, singing well into his 80s. He died in 2008 at age 89. That's something to aspire to right there. Another of Parker's early clients, singer Jimmy Davis, would one day leave the entertainment industry and become the governor of Louisiana. In 1948, a grateful Davis bestowed upon Parker the honorary title of Colonel, a sobriquet Parker instantly adopted. Yeah, okay. But it was the 1955 signing of the young Elvis Presley to an exclusive contract as special advisor that was the making of Tom Parker. By cleverly pairing new hit singles with movies of the same title, the Colonel and the singer rose to the top of the music and motion picture industries. Elvis's first film was Love Me Tender. The record of the same name sold more than 1 million copies. Then came the movie Jailhouse Rock. That single sold 300,000 copies in the first week, and eventually sold more than 1 million, reinforcing Presley's superstar status. Then came The Draft. At the peak of Elvis's popularity, he had a 7-figure deal at Paramount Pictures and a steady stream of chart-topping hits. The singer would be required to devote 2 years of his life to the military and would thus disappear from the public eye completely. The chances of his emerging from this exile with his career intact were dubious, to say the least. But where some saw calamity, Colonel Tom Parker saw opportunity. It was the colonel who insisted that Presley perform his service as a regular soldier, sensing that this would become a public relations coup. As the farewell press conference demonstrated before the Priscilla revelation this was very much the case. During this time in Germany, Elvis regularly appeared outside his rented house to sign autographs. Indeed, a sign posted the hours each evening when he would make himself available. As Colonel Parker predicted, Elvis Presley remained in the public eye while still enjoying the status of a regular GI. Parker never once visited his client in West Germany out of fear he would not be allowed to return to the United States. He possessed neither U.S. citizenship nor a passport. Because of this, Elvis would never perform in concert outside North America. On the morning of March 2, 1960, Sergeant Elvis Presley boards a military flight from Rhein-Main Air Base, bound for Fort Dix, New Jersey. Although he has enjoyed 10 top 40 hits since his induction, having spent considerable time in the recording studio prior to reporting for duty, Presley is deeply concerned about his career. The 10 hit singles were Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, One Night, King Creole, Hard-Headed Woman, I Got Stung, Now and Then There's, A Fool Such as I Need Your Love Tonight, My Wish Came True, Don't You Think It's Time, and A Big Hunk of Love. But Elvis need not worry. Colonel Tom Parker is in complete control except for one matter. In June 1963, when she is 16, Priscilla Below moves into Elvis Presley's Memphis, Tennessee mansion, not as his wife or fiancée, but as his very young girlfriend. However, the world seems not to judge and, instead, awaits the day when Elvis and Priscilla will tie the knot. Viva Las Vegas begins filming just 3 weeks later. Dang it. Dang it, Aaron. Can I call you Aaron? You know what? You're not going to stop me. Hopefully. The ghost of Elvis starts haunting my house. Oh, hunka hunka burning love. Sorry. Atop the Flamingo Hotel high dive, Elvis and Anne Margaret conclude their duet. The king stands at the very end of the board with his back to the water. Just as it appears that the two might lean in for a kiss, Anne Margaret pushes Elvis into the pool, guitar, sharkskin suit, and all. But it is not Elvis hitting the water. Just before the push, his stunt double, Lance Legault, replaced the idol, and the camera angle allowed the perception that it was Elvis taking the dive. But with the king being paid a salary of $500,000, $4.1 million today, and a percentage of the profits, that was never going to happen. Lance Legault went on a long and successful career as a character actor on such television shows as The A-Team and Magnum P.I. Today, visitors to Presley's Graceland mansion can hear Legault's voice narrating the audio tour. Aw, well, I'm glad he got more work. Just off camera, Colonel Tom Parker watches the scene. He understands the sizzle between Presley and Anne Margaret and believes it will produce box office gold. This makes the Colonel very happy, for he gets 50% of every dollar Elvis Presley will ever earn. Holy fuck, what a deal. Viva Las Vegas was one of Elvis's most successful films, grossing $10 million, $85 million in today's money. Despite titles like Kissin' Cousins, Clam Bake, Roustabout, Fun in Acapulco, and Girls, 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 all his movies made money. Well, that's not like, 4 movies, and they said they made over 30, so it's pretty impressive. I think we put a pretty good dent in the book for one night. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll be back tomorrow night, hopefully with Bobby Ross Wednesday, if I can get my shit together enough to get my art station back up in a functional manner. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I will talk at you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.